Hey guys, it's Gigi. How's everyone doing? Come on into my kitchen. I'm going to be trying a new recipe with you today. So if this turns out well, you'll be seeing it tomorrow on tomorrow's video. And if it doesn't, then you won't be seeing it. But fingers crossed, I'm hoping that it turns out well. It's my first time making it. But what I'm doing is I am taking a traditional oatmeal cookie, and I am going to transform it into something that I hope is delicious. I'm just playing around with some ingredients that I have here at home, and I'm hoping that the outcome is going to be a winner. Okay, so I'm going to turn you around. We're going to be right here. I'm in a different position. I'm over here at my stove. Speaking of that, let me preheat my oven to 350, and then I'm going to angle the camera off of me down here on my stand mixer, and we're going to get started, okay? All right, what we're going to do is we are going to cream together our butter and our sugar. I have had butter softening to room temperature. I've had it out for a while. So we're going to put our butter in, and we're going to be using a half a cup of softened butter, okay? And to that, we are going to add our sugars. Now, I am converting this over to my version of a healthier cookie. And so I am going to be using my Truvia brown sugar, and it has the molasses in it. This is just a healthier version of brown sugar, okay? I will also be doing the same thing on my regular granulated sugar, okay? It measures just like brown sugar or granulated sugar. So I have got a 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar going in. I have got a 1/4 of a cup. You can see my little 1/4 of a cup right there on the side, also going in. I've got a package of Jell-O. This is 0 sugar, white chocolate instant pudding going in. So far, everything we've used has been sugar-free, okay? All right. Let's lock it. We're going to let this cream together for about 5 to 7 minutes, okay? So for the sake of the noise and the time, I'll come back to you. Once this is mixed together and it is light and fluffy, we will be adding 2 large room temperature eggs. Okay, let's add our room temperature eggs. We're going to be adding a 1/2 of a cup of unsweetened applesauce. That's a 1/2 a cup. Let that continue creaming. I'm going to add 1 capful of caramel flavoring. This is the Watkins brand. And eventually you'll see where I'm going with this. So we're going to do 1 capful. While that continues to mix well, I'm going to be, now I have spooned this into my measuring cup and then leveled it off. I didn't pack it, it is just lightly, this is all-purpose flour. And I'm going to be doing 1 1/4, 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I will also be adding to this 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Not baking powder, baking soda. 1 teaspoon. You want to make sure when you're baking that you get your measurements as precise. That's 1 teaspoon of baking soda. You want to give that a good mix, making sure the flour and the baking soda are all well incorporated. We're going to gradually put our dry mixture into our wet. Okay, you want to scrape down the sides. You don't want to leave anything on the sides of your bowl. You want it all to get mixed in there together. So just give those sides okay, and continue adding your your dry and your wet together. Okay, y'all, we have got our wet and our dry well combined. Let me show you the consistency of it. You can see that that's very creamy. And this is where we are going to fold in the rest of our ingredients, okay? Okay, we've cleaned our beater off really, really well. Got all the goodies off of there. And we're going to move to the next step. Guys, if we stopped right here, this would be absolutely delicious. It smells so good. But let's continue on. I have got 1 medium to large apple. It is diced up in small pieces going in. I have got a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans going in. Y'all know I put caramel in there. I put apples. I put pecans. I am putting together the traditional oatmeal cookie. This is 3 1/2 cups of oats. Quick oats. Okay? But I have put in there apples, caramel flavoring, and all the things that would make you think of an oatmeal caramel pecan apple cookie. This is where we're going to fold all of this in, all these ingredients. We're going to well combine them into the mixture. And y'all, I wish that you could smell this. Like I said, this is my first time taking my traditional oatmeal cookies and adding apples, pecans, and caramel to them. And I know that you're probably thinking that would make a great fall cookie. And you're right, it would. It absolutely would. But pecans, apples, caramel, to me, are for any season and any occasion. And it just sounded good to me. And I'm like, what can I do? My husband hasn't had cookies in Mr. Piggy in quite some time. And I need some cookies. And you know what? I just decided, let me play around with an oatmeal cookie because we both love an oatmeal cookie. But let me see if I can't lower the sugar intake, make it a little bit less unhealthy, I guess you could say. But oatmeal, apples, just, I think that all the ingredients that we have in this cookie is going to pair perfectly together. So let me, because I need to really put my muscles into this, get this well combined, and then we will get our first batch, because as you can see, this is going to make a lot of cookies, okay? So let me get this really, really mixed up. Then I'll bring my baking dish over here, and we will get these on a baking dish, get them popped in our 350-degree oven, and so that we can taste them. I'm going to get us moved to this side of my kitchen so I can put my baking pans out and roll them out with you, and so that you can see it a little bit more clearer. So let me move. I'm just in the process of transferring everything over here to this side. All right, I've got us all moved over here. Let's get us some of these scooped out onto our parchment lined baking sheet and get them into our oven. And I'll let you know exactly, I'm thinking about 15 to 17 minutes, but I'll let you know exactly how long. But we're going to do about, this is a 2-inch scoop, and so I'm going to do about 2 inches apart. And like I said, guys, I'll let you know exactly how many it yields, because this is my first time using all the extra ingredients. And so the time may vary just a little bit. So I'll be sure to let you know. But I just want to get a sheet in there, so I'll know on the other sheets exactly how long I need to go. And I'm just actually anxious to test out one of these, because they sure do smell good. And that caramel flavoring really, really comes through nicely. Looks like I'm going to get about 12 on this baking sheet, putting them about 2 inches apart. Okay, let me rinse my hands really, really quick. Let me pop these in the oven real quick. I want to share something with you. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my other baking sheets out, and got one over there waiting to go in the oven, one ready to come out of the oven. I'm working on my third baking sheet, but I wanted to share something with y'all. Y'all know yesterday, actually day before yesterday, I took the little road trip to my mother's for my youngest son's, Brandon's birthday. And I just cooked and took our meal there so we could enjoy it with my mom too. And so when I was there, I seen this bowl that I have right here. And I said, oh, Mama, I love that bowl. I said, was that Nanny's? Talking about my Nanny's. And she said, actually, it was my grandmother's bowl. And I said, oh, goodness, I love it. That's a treasure. She said, you can have it. I said, are you serious, Mama? She said, yes. So this bowl my mama gifted to me that had belonged to my great grandmother. And as soon as I finish this, I will hold it up so y'all can see it. I just want to have these ready to go into the oven as soon as I can take those other ones out. Like I told y'all, this yields a lot. I mean, right now I'm at 36 cookies, so I have a feeling I will be sharing these. But I was just tickled. I was thrilled that she said, baby, you can have it. It had belonged to my grandmother, which would make it my great-grandmother. And my nanny had it, and then my great-grandmother had it. When she passed, it went to my nanny. And when my nanny passed, it went to my mom. And so I'm just thrilled that I still have my mom, and she was able to give it to me herself, which makes it, you know, really, really special to me. Let me give my hands a rinse so I can hold it up and show it to y'all. And I'm sure, you know, you've seen many dishes, you know, just like this one, and you probably have it in your own home, but you may even have this exact bowl. But I love it. Y'all look at this bowl. Of course, I've probably got oatmeal on it now, but I just wanted to use it to do my cookies in, use it for the first time. And I thought it was so sweet because when my mama gave it to me, my daughter was there, and she said, oh, Mama, please make sure that I get that bowl someday. I said, I'll make sure you do. And, you know, things like that don't mean a lot to some people, but just to know that this has already been through 4 generations, and I now hold it in my hands, knowing that my great-grandmother, Mama Davis, held this, my nanny held this, my mama held this, and now I hold it in my hands. So for me, it's a treasure, and I just thought I'd share that with y'all because I love it. I've got my cooling rack here. As soon as these come out, I'm going to let them cool for just a second, and then I'll be back to sample them with you, and we'll see how the cookies turned out. Like I said, I just took my basic oatmeal cookie recipe and turned it into like a apple caramel pecan cookie. And I just added the chopped pecans and the diced up really small chunks of apple. And the apple that I used is a Honeycrisp apple. You use whatever apple, probably, sorry, got my earpiece in. Probably a Granny Smith apple would be, you know, really good in there too. Granny Smith is kind of tart. Honeycrisp is crispy, but it's got some sweetness to it. But use whatever apple you like. But I really just thought that apple and caramel and pecans and all that would pair so well. And I do think that it'll make a great fall cookie, you know. But I wasn't waiting until fall to try it. It was just in my mind, and I was like, I gotta try it. So I may have a new cookie recipe, but I'll let y'all know. just as soon as it comes out. Y'all, I'm super, super excited. But let me tell you what I thought about. Caramel, apples, pecans, all the things that flow together with those combination of flavors. Y'all, I had to get out my caramel sauce because I just feel like, now I'm not going to put it on all of them simply because I'll be putting these in a container and I don't want the, you know, the sticky caramel, whatever. This is like a sauce that I would do just like I'm doing right now. I would put the platter and I would have that sauce for anybody who wanted to drizzle caramel over their cookies. They certainly can, and I certainly want to. So that's what I'm going to do. I just can't imagine all these flavors, but the smell. So I am going to drizzle a little caramel sauce on top of mine. Yeah. What is not to love? Apple, caramel, pecans, oatmeal. Yeah. A caramel sauce. It's hot. And you know what? These are not a real sweet cookie. Remember, I used a sugar substitute, just an alternative. Oatmeal, apples. It's not a real sweet cookie. It tastes like an amped up oatmeal cookie. Y'all. That's delicious. Yeah, that caramel drizzled over. All my flavors. Listen, if it has caramel in it, I'm all in. Probably one of my favorite candies is the turtles. You know, the little pecan cluster turtles. I love caramel. I love a Twix candy bar. Now, I don't sit and eat stuff like that all the time. But most of my go-tos always have caramel in them. I'm not going to dunk my cookies in milk. Y'all know I normally do that. But since I put that, drizzled that caramel sauce. If you love oatmeal cookies, you're going to want to try this. Look at that. Look at that. That's good. That's real good. And I've got about 4 seconds. And my next 2 batches are coming out. And let me tell you, I baked them at 350 for about 15 minutes. You watch them, you know your oven and how it bakes. Normally 15 to 18 minutes, but in my gas oven, 15 minutes was all it took. And you can see, nice and golden. So you adjust according to your temperatures. Well, listen, I guess you will be seeing this video after all because these are delicious and I want you to be able to have the recipe and try them. Thank you for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. And I hope that you'll try this recipe. Give me your thoughts on it. If you want to wait till the fall, definitely a wonderful fall cookie and a fall dessert. But I promise you, anytime year round, these would be delicious. So, Listen, go and be the hands and feet of Jesus and his mouthpiece. Share his love and kindness with somebody today. You will not have to look far to find somebody who stands in need of encouragement, who stands in need of just you encouraging them in some kind of way, whether it's to bake them some cookies and take it to them, a phone call, a card. There's so many ways that you can be a blessing. So let God use you today to be a blessing to somebody. And until next time, I'll see you back here in my kitchen. We'll do another recipe together. This is Gigi. Bye-bye.